Thank you, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, John, staff, guests and fellow graduates to this very special morning. And also just to reiterate many congratulations to all of the graduates today on this fantastic achievement. And it's wonderful to see you walking up here in front of your family and friends, being recognised for all the hard work that you've achieved so far. And I feel an incredible honour to receive this award. One of my sons, Bede, is here as well to see me receive it, and it really means a lot to me personally and also to my family as well. And I think, as John said so eloquently in his address, I think the reason why I was recognised for this degree is the way I've run the Timpson business for the last 25 years. And I've run it in a way where I haven't tried to make money. I've tried to get a group of amazing people together and be kind to them. And when you trust people and you're kind to them, it's amazing how many challenges you can overcome, not just in business, but also in life. So although I'm only 4 months into my new job, I'm trying to adopt the principles of the way I've run the Timpson business to this much bigger challenge of turning around our prisons and probation system. So I thought I'd just go through some of the lessons that I've learned in my career running the Timpson business. The first is to be kind, and this is what the Vice-Chancellor mentioned in her address as well. And when I talk about being kind, I mean really being kind to people, knowing your people. You can only be kind to someone if you know them. That's why it's really important to know your colleagues. And one of the things that we started off in the Timpson business is giving everybody their birthday off. I'm not suggesting that the university gives everyone their birthday off, but I know in the Timpson business it made a big difference. And then we started buying holiday homes so colleagues could go on free holidays and making people's dreams come true. And I think just before I left the Timpson business, we were spending £1 million a year on making colleagues' dreams come true. And it wasn't just holidays of a lifetime. It was for everything from new teeth to buying someone a car or doing up their garden. So being kind is really important, as is being generous. It's important that you share your success that you've earned with those who really did the work. And it really saddens me that too many businesses don't share the success with others. I also think it's important to have very high standards. In fact, I've never known a great organisation have poor standards. And that could be a small business employing one person to a large one like the Timpson business. But picking up litter, pulling up the weeds, to me is a real sign of high standards. And one of the things that we introduced was a concept called Perfect Day, where one day every shop had to be perfect. Great standards. And that was one of the things I learned, that people want to work in businesses and organisations that have high standards. A simple rule of leadership, which often is forgotten, is just to do something really simple, which is do what you say you're going to do. And it's amazing how many people forget what they've been asked to do or forget that they said they would do something. But the easiest way to disappoint someone is not do what you said you would do. Because small things matter. Small things really matter to people. Checking in if someone is okay after they've been poorly. Writing handwritten letters to people to say thank you and to recognise that the hard work that they've done has been noticed. One of the things that we introduced in the Timpson business many years ago was to offer free dry cleaning to someone who's unemployed so they can look great for their interview. And again, by being generous and understanding that small things matter to people can really make a difference, not just to those individuals, but also to the people who work in the organisation. And I also think trusting people is something that often people are resistant to, but actually brings out the best in people. And we introduced this concept called upside down management, where the most important people in the Timpson business are those who serve customers and put money in the till. And we trust them to do whatever they think is right to give amazing service. We only had 2 rules: put the money in the till, not everyone managed that, and the other is look the part. But the rest, they can decide what they think is best. And when you do trust people, that's where you get the innovation and you inspire people to really exceed. But none of this works unless you get the right people to work alongside you. And one of the things that I learned many years ago is to work in the Timpson shops, you don't really need a great CV with amazing qualifications like you have, but you just need a thing called personality. We can teach any of you to repair shoes and cut keys, but we need a certain type of personality. We want people who are fun, interesting, engaging, sparky. And one of the places I worked out where I could find those people was in prison. And for the last 22 years, I've been recruiting people from prison because they are fantastic. It first started with a prison visit with my wife to an open prison near where we live in Warrington. And I was shown around by a young guy called Matthew, and I thought he was fantastic. His personality was exactly what we look for. So I offered him a job on release. In fact, he was going to go to university, but he got into a fight in a nightclub and couldn't go. So I took him on. He's still with us today. And 600 other people like Matthew now work in the Timpson business. So 1 in 9 colleagues are someone with prison experience. And as a customer, you don't know who's been to prison or not. You just want great service. And what I've found is you can find these people in prison. So that's why we started to open up training academies in prison and just helping other employers recruit great people. It got to the extent, just before I took on this new job, that we had a recruitment day at Drake Hall Prison, which is a women's prison in Stafford. And we were really excited to go and recruit because we had a number of vacancies in the area. But when we got there, we realised that Greg's had been there the week before and taken all the good ones. So it has been a wonderful lesson for me that never underestimate people's potential. You will find people who've had difficult starts in life you work alongside. You will find people who are broken. You will find people who have been broken. But as an employer, as a colleague, you can really help people get that second chance. And for me, I get far more satisfaction in business from seeing someone who was once in a prison cell now looking confident and earning a really good wage in a really good job than making money. Because if you get the other things right, you end up making money in the end. But now I've got a new job, and it's my job to try and turn around the prisons and probation. And when you look at what prisons are for, we know they're there to punish, but they're also there to rehabilitate people. 80% of offending is reoffending, so something is seriously going wrong. So what I'm hoping to do is to bring the lessons I've learned from business and the passion I have for giving people second chances to really turn things around. But finally, I'd just like to say thank you very much for this very, very generous honour, and I also to congratulate all of the amazing students for all you've achieved. Thank you.